Welcome back to another video. I'm Brendan and you join me here on a trip into Barcelona, and I'm going to check out some vintage watches. I'm in the market for a vintage watch. My watch tastes have changed a lot over the last few years. My first ever Rolex watch I bought was the Deep Sea, and it's a 44mm. I think it's a 16mm deep watch. It's an absolute dinner plate on the wrist. Quality watch, I love it. And I wore that and never thought twice about the size. Now I put that watch on and I'm kind of like, how on earth can anybody wear this watch? But I'm the same size as I was back then. Your tastes just change. And over the last few years, I've gone from sort of 42mm Royal Oak offshores through to 40mm Rolex sports watches, and then even into like 36mm day dates, Cartier tanks, and maybe that's correlated with modern to vintage as well. I just think they look a lot more elegant on the wrist, those types of watches. So I'm going to check some vintage watches out at a really good dealership in Barcelona. I'm going to take you with me, and I am in a buying mindset here, so I might come away with something. He's got some beautiful Cartier, some really nice Patek, Vacheron, obviously Rolex, there's a Piaget, there's a number of others that I'm keen to see. So I'm going to take you on the journey into Barcelona, and it's a bit cloudy and murky today, and the sort of attire that just cuts it no matter what in Barcelona generally is t-shirt, hoodie, body warmer. My friend from England who used to live here said to me once, he said the best thing about Spain, the best advice is dress like an onion. I was like, what are you talking about, mate? And he's talking about layers, have layers on layers on layers, because the sun comes out and you're down to a t-shirt, the clouds come over, you're back to a hoodie, and then it gets colder and you put the body warmer on. So that's sort of served me well. And I am sporting the two-tone Rolex. Don't worry, I'm in a pretty safe area right now. Absolutely loving this watch. It's a 36mm watch and really nice look with a t-shirt, jeans, even shorts. I like that flash of gold. I think it's really cool. And sounds bad, but it's a cheaper Rolex. And don't get me wrong, no Rolex is cheap. They are all quality and they cost money. But in the grand scheme of things, it's one of the cheaper watches that you can have on your wrist that kind of won't ruin you financially if somebody mugged you for it. So I don't mind wearing that kind of watch. I'm not going to be flashing it around in the center of Barcelona. But yeah, it's a really cool look. I'll do a detailed review on it down the line. Two-tone never used to be my thing. And now it kind of is. Not all day, every day, but for certain moments, and you just want that look, that sort of vintage two-tone look. And yeah, I can't believe that a 36mm watch just wears so well. If you'd have asked me 5 years ago, I would have said, I'll never wear those watches. But they wear more like jewelry, they wear more like sort of a piece of your outfit rather than the watch. The watch is entering the room before you. Want to get away from that. So yeah, that's the plan. Let's get on it. I'm going to jump on a bus, jump into Barcelona, go see some vintage watches, and you never know, might even come back with something. Well, that was eventful. What a selection, first and foremost, of watches there. Kind of blew my mind, that. Ancien watches, fantastic dealership, just off Rambla Catalunya in Barcelona. Love checking out their stuff. They've got a lovely showroom, make it a nice environment as well. Lots there. And I must admit, one watch really blew my mind there. And I'll tell you about that one in a second. I enjoyed the Patek. I thought they had a few actually. But overall, as much as they're nice and they are beautiful, those watches, they kind of wore a little bit small for me. So Patek, probably in that context, is probably out. The Patek that I am looking for is an ellipse. Tried a beautiful one on Watch Collectors in London, maybe 18 months or so ago. And yeah, really fell for that watch. It wasn't quite right at the time, but definitely one for the list. The Vacheron they had were a little bit minimal, a little bit small again. Just not quite special enough, I didn't think. They had some lovely Rolex in there, vintage, and I love a vintage Submariner. They had a beautiful 6263, although I couldn't view it because it was in the safe. I checked it out online. I thought they might have it. I was hoping they would, but they didn't. So that's a little bit annoying, but such is life. And also big money, those pieces. And you do have to be really careful with what you're actually buying. You need to make sure the dials are all good and haven't been changed, and so on and so forth. So you've got to really take your time and make sure you're buying a good piece there. They had stunning Cartier Tortue Mono Pusher. Now that watch is definitely on my list, but not for now. You're talking, I think it was like 25 or 30,000 for that. Fantastic piece. It's like the Cartier high watchmaking division. They do some incredible pieces, and that Cartier Tortue is definitely one for the list. And what else did they have that was impressive? They had a really nice Cartier sort of oval shaped piece. I'm not sure if I got the video of it. If I do, I'll put it in. I really enjoyed that, but not quite for me, not quite my taste. I tell you, the one piece that blew my mind there was the Piaget. The reason I love that watch is because it captures that look of that integrated gold bracelet. And there's something about a gold bracelet, a yellow gold or even rose gold bracelet, on the face of it, you're like, he's wearing a full gold bracelet, but on an elegant watch like that, on a minimal, a small watch, a vintage watch like that, you don't get the same vibe. Look, I'm getting an echo walking past here. Doesn't have that same vibe at all to it. I think it's cool, and the look for that for me is, you put that watch on, you've got non-alcoholic cocktail in one hand, maybe a cigar in the other. It's July, August in Spain here. You're living it, and that watch says it all to me. That is the watch to wear for that. And actually, at the price point, it was like $6,000, I think. It works. It makes a lot of sense, that. And by all means, it's not cheap. These things are not. There's a lot of gold in that watch. Even the value of gold in that watch would probably be a few grand, I'd have thought. The only issue with it wears tight, and you'll see it on the video. It's like, at the moment, it's far too tight for me, but they've offered to put like a clasp extension in, and you can't really get links for that watch. Even if you bought links, you wouldn't match the gold, the patina on the gold. So you're going to put a clasp extension, but it will change the look of the watch a little bit, because there's going to be like a small gap in it, as opposed to having a fully integrated look. Now, is that a big deal? It's going to be underneath your wrist? Not really, but it's sort of stopped me from pulling the trigger on it. That's probably the play, that vintage Piaget. I think that's the play. 1970s, that watch. Kind of can see that, can't you, with the full gold? It's a blast from the 70s. But that's what these vintage pieces do. Suddenly you put that on and you're the man from Havana, or you are the Miami, what is it, Magnum PI or something. I know you wore a GMT Master, but they can take you places, can't they, these pieces? Well, that was a good trip, actually. I really enjoyed that. Saw some incredible pieces there. And some of the others were just awesome, but way out the budget. Certainly in this video, or for the next period of time anyway. I need crypto, Bitcoin to fly, and maybe I'll buy one of those then. Fingers crossed. One thing that's super important though with all of this vintage stuff and watch dealing in general is making sure that you are dealing with good people. Like, you buy the dealer. The dealer needs to have a good reputation. They need to be legit. You need to do your research. You need to get referrals. And I found this dealer through the Red Bar Barcelona group that I'm a member of. A number of people dealt with him and met them in person a few times. They've got a store, a showroom on Rambla Catalunya, which is one of the nicest parts of Barcelona. They're totally kosher in that way, and definitely really important with pre-owned watches and vintage watches is you get that knowledge, you get that experience, you buy the seller. Super important, more important than the watch itself. Do your research on the actual dealer. And if you are looking for a watch and you're struggling, just drop me a message or get in touch with me. I'll see if I can hook you up. I've got a pretty good network of people I've dealt with. I'm not a dealer, I never have been. I'm a collector. But part of being a collector is knowing the dealers. So yeah, don't go on that journey alone, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do here with this channel. Help you make good buying decisions as well as just have a bit of fun on the way. So one of the pieces I thought was really cool was the Zenith, and what a cool dial that had, that brown patinaed tropical dial. What a watch that is. Classic piece, and they've actually relaunched that watch with a blue dial in recent, maybe last year. I think Revolution Watch did a collab as well. So yeah, that's a lovely, lovely watch. It's not the look I'm looking for at the moment, but love that watch. Somebody's going to get a treat when they buy that watch. And at 14K, you know, it's big-ish money for that watch, but actually it's a classic. And if you're going to hold that watch for a decent amount of time, you're going to do fine on a watch like that. So that's where I'm at, guys. What do you think? Should I buy the Piaget? Comment below if you think I should. Take the plunge on that one. Or if you like another piece more than that, then comment below the one that you liked as well. And if you like this type of content, guys, do subscribe to the channel. Drop content every single week on men's lifestyle, watches, fragrances, just kind of hanging out, going on this journey together. So if you want to come with me, subscribe, and I'll share more with you. And the watch journey, the fragrance journey, the collector's journey, the mindset, all that kind of stuff. Let's go on this journey together. See you in the next video, maybe with the Piaget.